North Georgia versus South Georgia. Same state, vastly different. You mostly hear me talk about the suburbs of Metro Atlanta on this channel. Recently, a couple of you have called in with questions specifically geared towards South Georgia. North Georgia and South Georgia are like two totally different worlds. So let's explore what these two have in common, what makes them different, and which one is the best place to move to. My name's Ashley Lazarian. I'm a Georgia native and local realtor selling the suburbs north of the city, educating you on what life is like here in Georgia. So make sure you subscribe if you want to hear more content like that. We're gonna have a quick geography lesson, but stick with me. I promise it will help North versus South make much more sense. Georgia is actually made up of 5 different regions. At the top of the state, you have the Blue Ridge, which is where we have the Blue Ridge Mountains. Just below this, you have the towns you usually hear me discuss on the channel and where I personally live in the Piedmont. And if you head south, you'll head into the coastal plains. Where the Piedmont meets the coastal plains is called the fall line of Georgia. As early settlers moved in, leaving the port of Savannah and the Atlantic coast area, trading posts grew along the fall line due to the ease of boat travel along the rivers. The cities on the fall line, like Milledgeville, Augusta, Columbus, these became major trade hubs and are still some of the cities that are more well known in South Georgia. There are some beautiful homes that were built in the late 1800s and early 1900s that are affordable and still standing in these areas today. If you've taken a drive down Highway 75 through South Georgia, you've driven through miles and miles and miles of peanut fields, cotton fields, and just more wetland areas. South Georgia has good soil for growing crops, and the warmer weather sticks around a lot longer in South Georgia compared to North Georgia. On the north side of Georgia, you're gonna find more rolling hills, and that graduates into the Blue Ridge Mountains. There's the city, the suburbs, Lake Lanier, and breathtaking views from Georgia's mountaintops. But which area is really the best place to live? North Georgia has a higher population. There's more job opportunities, higher income opportunities, but also a higher cost of living. There's so many corporations and tech giants that have made the move to Georgia because of the tax benefits that our state offers them, as well as proximity to graduates from some of Georgia's colleges, specifically Georgia Tech, providing a lot of job opportunities. The suburbs north of Atlanta have become melting pots of transplants from all over. Some people love it, others don't. Much of South Georgia is generations of families. Much of South Georgia is still very rural. This is agricultural farmland. A lot of the jobs here are going to be in the agricultural field. Most crops come from this area of the state. You're not going to have modern amenities on every corner in South Georgia. There's not going to be a Starbucks every 3 miles, a ton of restaurant options, shopping options. It might be a 30-minute drive before you get to the next town. But that's something that you know and have accepted before you're moving to South Georgia. Personally, I feel like one of the best features of South Georgia is that you can literally be to the beach in about 2 hours. Georgia has 100 miles of coastline on the Atlantic Ocean. My favorite area by far is the Golden Isles. You've got St. Simons, Jekyll, Sea Island. Cumberland Island is also amazing with the wild horses, but you could also be to the Gulf of Mexico in just a couple of hours. From North Georgia, you're looking at probably a 4 to 5 hour drive to these locations, which still isn't a bad drive, but if you're in South Georgia, you could literally make it a day trip to the beach. On the north side, you're gonna find the Blue Ridge Mountain. This is honestly my happy place. Brasstown Bald, Tallulah Gorge, and the wineries. So many options of wineries. According to the 2022 census, Fulton County, which is where the city of Atlanta and sought-after Alpharetta are located, has a population of 1,074,634 people and a median household income of just over $77,000. Gwinnett County, where Suwanee, Beaufort, Duluth, those locations, has a population of 975,353 with a median household income of just over $75,000. But if we look in South Georgia, you're going to see a big difference. In Richmond County, where Augusta is, they have a population of just over 200,000 people and a median household income of just over $45,000. The city of Valdosta alone has a population of just over 55,000 and a median household income of $35,188. Quite a big difference. You're going to find more neighborhoods, micro-cities, walkability factor, the whole live, work, play vibe on the north side. You have a mix of single-family homes, townhomes, condos, apartments. Go even further north and get into the Blue Ridge Mountains, and you're going to get a mix of pricing. There are some truly affordable options in this area. You're also going to find homes that have breathtaking views of the mountains or docks on Lake Burton that are going to break the bank. On the south side, you're going to find homes with more land opportunities, acreage. There's not going to be as many communities and neighborhoods with HOAs. The homes that we find on the south side are a lot of times a much more affordable option. Take a look at these here in Augusta or Valdosta. Where this varies though is looking on the southern coast. If you're looking in Savannah or the Golden Isles that we just talked about, you better be prepared to pay a pretty penny. I love both of these areas. They are very different in their landscapes and what they offer in terms of job opportunities and housing. But what it really and truly comes down to is the lifestyle that you're looking for. If you're looking to relocate anywhere in the state of Georgia, jot down my email below, ashley@myhaventeam.com. My team and I would love to be a resource. I hope to hear from you, and I'll see you next week.